We're live.
We're live.
Live. Oh. Let's see. We'll go over there. So we got that ready.
Una bottiglia d'acqua.
Oh, yeah, sir. Scusate.
Una bottiglia d'acqua.
Keep me appraised.
Check my hair. Liban Youssef. Youssef.
Should give him... Should send them once we have MilanWeeklyPODCast swag, you know?
Yeah.
Always first one there. All right.
Sabri. Yay.
Buonasera.
$19 wine at the Air Canada Center.
$19 wine.
A glass of wine.
Is it a good wine at least?
Probably not.
But in Toronto, they have money. It's okay.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Boy. Buonasera. Everybody's like, what's happening, Frank?
Interesting how David Fanta is on tonight. I wonder why.
He's, but you need to, because David, he's got the qualities of being to the level of our president.
Yeah.
You can picture David with the mahogany velour suit, you know, over a lime green couch, smoking a pipe with a brandy, you know.
Oh, he says we watch every Friday.
We watch every Friday. We go on
we go on Monday.
It's okay, Dave.
Let's wait for some people to get on. I'm gonna do a bit of stretching.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got that. Pepini's got to be always front and center. Oh, we can see the pepinos.
Marco, ciao.
What's happening?
Buonasera.
Okay, Pepini, you're gonna have
I'm
to.
getting outbid on eBay over here.
By who? Who's outbidding you? Who dares outbid Stevie P?
Larry.
What's happening? We're doing good. It started raining over here. It's gonna be freezing rain tomorrow, 8 degrees. But we do not have the coronavirus. No. All right, Steve.
45.
Any thoughts on Jake Roberts on AEW? He's the number one promo guy, Jake Roberts, but he looked weird with that shaved head on the side. I don't know. As long as he doesn't wrestle. Hello, Rauf.
Larry's mentioned that West Coast is in the house.
West Coast in the house. Usually would have a bit more. I think it's because we're a little too early. People are not used to this, Steve. You know, I might as well. By the way, I took a bottle of the scotches that you guys got me for the 40th birthday, and all the ones that I just had to take out, the 60% one. I had to put a bit of water in there.
Magané en tabarnak.
Would you like to have a taste of the scotch, Steve?
Sure.
With a bit of water, because it's potent. It's potent.
Well, Vinny is going and get us a nice scotch, 60% alcohol scotch. Vinny turned 40, so he's feeling the age now, ladies and gentlemen. Can't drink like he used to.
No, definitely not.
I don't know, Larry, if drinking Modelo prevents canoris.
Even diseases you can't spell correctly. How did I sit down without the bottle?
Calcara's in the house. Tommy time. Tommy time.
I'm sure Tommy time today. All right.
40 is the new 30. Yes, you're very right.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to put water inside here.
Yeah, because it's not for me, this scotch.
Huh? We have Genfarkless 105 cask strength, 60%. It's very peaty, this one, very peaty. You got the water. Give me a splash of your water over here. You need a bit of water because it's kills a lot of germs, that's for sure. All right, Steve.
Let's get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road. All right. So, ready whenever you are, Stevie P. It is the land of confusion, Steve. It is the land of confusion. Cari amici sportivi. This is the world we live in.
Oh,
I'm trying to stay positive. Cari amici sportivi, welcome you to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan. Coronavirus Milan.
coronavirus Italy.
Coronavirus Italy.
16 million people in lockdown. 1/3 of Italy's population, ladies and gentlemen.
Milan taking a stroll on Sunday like
Yeah.
they were practicing Milan. And we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be, ladies and gentlemen.
So, usually I have a beer, Steve, because this was a rough week and decided to take out a bit of the scotch. Thank you. This was part of the gift, too, that you gave.
I have no idea
Now,
what we bought him.
But before he complains, is the audio recording correctly, Presidente? Had to do some overtime work.
Everything is ready.
Everything is ready. Hello, YouTube world. As you know, 45
We'll have
minutes.
to check the spikes. Whoa, the spikes are pristine.
They're pristine.
Pristine spikes, Presidente, tonight.
All right.
Pristine spikes.
All right. So, Steve, you decided to, because we don't have any more presidential points. It's been a couple of weeks, and this week you got.
Let's just put it out there, Vinny. Let's
go out.
Let's put it out there and say, Presidente, he went AWOL on us. Okay? I don't know what President is doing. He's in like calculus rehab or something, or income tax season is along the corner, but he decided presidential points are no longer for him. So he said, guys, get rid of the presidential points because no one likes them.
We need to get back on.
We need to get back on this 45-minute, routine, because Radio Rossonera, they want us to be 45 minutes, not a minute more, not a minute less.
So you decided.
Of course, we disobeyed. We created.
Yes, we did.
This PPP, the Presidential Point Producers. PPP. I'm not calling it the full name anymore. It's the triple P.
And this week, you went straight to the land of Rocky Balboa.
It wasn't complicated. It wasn't. I'll give you my thought process.
But how did you get a hold of David between flights, flying here, flying there?
I have direct connections to the First Lady. The First Lady knows that it's very important that we get the triple Ps. Of course, they sent us there. They wanted me to put them into perspective the way they want.
Yeah,
no,
but
it doesn't work like that, guys. I put you into perspective.
A for effort, but
Yeah, we put you into perspective because Vinny gives me ideas and they fermentate in my brain. And then I spew them out.
So why don't you bring out your inner Bob Ross and explain to us how David and the First Lady from Milan Club Philly, how did these presidential presentations came to?
Of course. The triple Ps this week, ladies and gentlemen, come from the land of the Windy City.
The Windy City. Yes.
Because as you know, Dave and Philly are Presidente and First Lady of Milan Club Philly. But they don't hang around in Philly too much. Because Dave and Angie have traveler's miles for everybody.
Yeah.
Even though we can't fly anywhere, they managed to fly somewhere this week. So they get on the Milan Club Philly private jet. They have their own. Dave gets served a beluga whale caviar from a Russian ex-KGB agent who delivers them handmade to the First Lady. His name is Sergachev. Sergachev delivers the beluga whale caviar along with specially designed, architecturally sound crackers that are passed on to the First Lady, who scoops with a tiny teaspoon 4 beluga whale caviar onto this cracker and gently slides them into David's mouth.
Here's to the 45 minutes, guys, because this ain't more than 45 minutes.
And as the First Lady who's dressed in like sheer, like it's not revealing, but it's revealing. So Dave knows what's going on. And she claps. Simone is the First Lady and Presidente's professional servant. Professional servant, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's on his CV. Professional servant, Simone, who brings them water straight from the Evian mountain.
The song is over. Huh?
And then As they're on the plane, before they're landing, they fill out customs if they're flying internationally. This was an regular custom flight, then no international borders, and they had time for the triple P's, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you from Philly, straight from Chicago.
Thank you very much, Steve, for all of that. And let me just now you'll understand as we read out this email to you where Steve got these ideas from. But let's go here. I'm gonna go here because it's very long, and I need to. So here they are, guys, the presidential point producers.
Triple P's.
He's like, let us paint you a picture about our weekends. Never wants to let the discounted conference rate at a downtown hotel go to waste. We, the Fantes, find ourselves in Chicago for an early spring weekend. Saturday morning was full of hope. There was a bright sun shining on what normally would be a gray late winter day. Let's start out with a blood pumpkin cardio workout. Blood pumping, not
when
pumpkin.
When I saw the blood pumping, Dave, I swear to God, I was jamming down a panini this big, straight down my throat.
Then a hearty avocado toast breakfast topped with a fried egg washed down with an authentic Mexican hot chocolate. A brisk cruise down the Chicago River for an architectural tour of this inspiring city, Irish coffees in hand. Mind, body, and spirit are intact or in balance. Let's head north to the famed Green Mill Cocktail Lounge, order a bottle or two or wine, and be serenaded by a jazz quintet that's played together for 40 years. The night is going well. Checks tweets. Boban is officially out. What about Maldini? No one seems to know where he's retreated to or what thoughts may be racing through his mind. Resign and leave your storied career. Resign and leave your storied career. Father's legacies and son's future in the hands of strangers. Or stay, grin and bear it, waiting it out for better times.
Grin and bear it. I like that phrase.
Does he have a choice? Has leadership already decided your time is over? Order another cocktail. Go to bed. Wake up with one less hour of sleep. Watch a match so dismal that you can go back to bed for the second half. Yes.
Very true.
Yes. At least there's deep dish pizza. That we're going to talk, Dave. We're going to talk deep dish pizza. Fellow Milan fans, we've been making excuses for the last 8 years. Every setback seemed to have a logical explanation, and there was always a light at the end of the tunnel. A new owner, a new coach that was a former player. 4 now? Yeah, I think it is 4. A bright young transfer, Ibra. Have we all collectively fooled ourselves? Has the train now run over and is now dragging us over miles of coronavirus-ridden Lombardy? The questions. At the end of I want to talk about that and before we get into his questions because
it's important.
No, but it struck a chord with me what he was saying about is this have we been fooled every single time? Are we stupid or fools to every single time there's something different, Steve? Yeah, but you know what? Give them time. Yeah, but this new this a new direction. But other than that, what else do we have as Milan fans?
It's Milan, guys, and it's only described as that.
Yeah,
this is the club that we love. We love the colors. We love the shirt.
Yeah.
We don't have no control over what is happening to this club at any point in time. As fans, we could speak. Me and Vinny get here every Monday. We try to do the Milan Weekly podcast to keep it a little bit light, a little bit fresh. But guys, don't get us wrong. We're down in the dumps too. This is 11 years of chaos, guys. 11 years of chaos.
Well, to 9 years. 2011, won the Scudetto.
Okay. But I'm saying you have to look at it that there was something that wasn't happening even before the Scudetto, right? We talked about it a couple of times. There had to be some sort of transition. You had a wealth of great players. Those great players were getting old in the tooth, and we're going to move on. What was your plan to replace these guys? I don't think they had a plan. Then financial fair play comes along. Then Silvio finds out that he's more in the red than he thought. And then it starts. Then the snowball effect starts, guys. Whether you like it or not, Silvio needed to get rid of this team. He could not afford it. Finvest, the financial holdings of his empire, let's call it an empire because he's loaded, said, get away from here. You cannot continue. And he couldn't do what he wanted to do.
Milan Club Omaha. Hello. We had Mississippi last week. Omaha. Get in touch with President Milan Club Omaha.
So, guys, he needed to get rid of it. And then it starts. It starts, Dovini, because he sold it to someone who we thought, and you guys, longtime listeners, We said it cannot be that we're selling it to someone who's a myth or who's not. And in the end, we were fooled.
We got fooled several
times. The replacing of the coach, it could have worked. It could have not worked. It's not fair to judge all these coaches because we really didn't have the team.
Look, you know what? I'm gonna get straight to this question because it's in. David, Angie, thank you very much. I actually pictured you guys as you wrote as I was reading this email. At the end of the match, Milan tweeted, "It's over, è finita." Were they referring only to the match, or was it something deeper, like the season being over prematurely due to the coronavirus or the end of the Maldini-Boban era? Is it over, Steve?
No, I think I think we saw a little bit of frustration from the social media team because I get it, terminato, the game is over, but game over, like
this is our second loss in 2020 after Inter, right? È finita, it's over. You know, people want to read into all of this, and I understand being mad. Guys, let's talk about this game. What were they doing?
I don't know.
It looks like, Steve, you know when they do a calcetto, little partita?
Yeah. No one was really into it. And to be very honest, when the game started, I found that it had more rhythm than what I've seen in the past of games behind closed doors.
But you, once again, how many chances did we... How many times do we have to repeat ourselves?
Yeah.
We cannot... Ibra with that open goal. And then Çalhanoğlu... And I'll even give it to Pioli actually making the changes that he was supposed, like, you know, taking out Çalhanoğlu. But at this point, it's like they took the ball up twice. The first time the counterattack, that's it. Like one shot.
Genoa was terrible. Anybody who tells me that Genoa played the game of their lives or defended masterfully, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a Milan fan. I don't want to be a homer, but Genoa was terrible. They took the ball up 2 times on a counterattack, and they beat us 2 times.
It's Goran Pandev, of all people to score.
Yeah.
Pandev. By the way, he's 36. I thought he was like 47 years old.
He looks older than he is, that's for sure. But tell me this was not the strangest game that you've seen, because they generated chances. They had most of the possession. I can't even say that they were playing badly.
Nobody showed up, Steve.
No, but they created chances, Vinny.
Theo had his worst game that I've ever seen all season.
But I'm telling. But did they or did they not create chances?
But that just shows how bad Genoa was.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
How do we lose?
Strangest game. It's the strangest game. They just were not focused for this game. And people are saying, "Oh, it's the telenovela that's going on."
No.
Come on, guys. We cannot blame that.
Okay. I'm sure it has a sort of effect on a mental state of any kind of human beings. But when you're a professional athlete and you get paid that money, you're made. I can understand if you're missing that adrenaline from the fans, whatever the case may be. But you're playing Genoa, who's fighting. It's still in relegation.
Still in relegation.
Hernandez, bad. For me,
no one gets a pass. Just cut to the point. No one gets a pass. No one gets.
Everybody decided to have their worst game today. Castillejo was just running back and forth. Benacer, I'm sorry, other than the second half that he picked himself up, but the first half he was
terrible. He was giving away balls.
Guessy was guessy.
Guys, I don't know what to say about that. I would love to find an excuse, but if we're gonna start saying we lose and drop points to a terrible Genoa team, and if Genoa would have played a fantastic match and they would have dominated, and we would have lost, we would have said, we still would have said they sucked, but it's Milan, not having that extra gear, not having that finishing in front of the net. I don't know what to say about this, and it was the cherry on top of the sundae of la telenovela that is Milan.
If the season were to be cancelled, would that be a blessing in disguise, or did we have a realistic chance of making it to Europa or Champions League next season? Realistic, I would probably say Europa. Champions, I definitely don't think so.
Of course, these triple Ps came to us before they officially canceled the season.
No, they didn't cancel the season. They just canceled.
They canceled till April 3rd.
Till April 3rd.
Okay. Are they gonna find a cure for this thing between now and April 3rd?
It's not the cure. It's just to stop the the spreading of the virus. But then the question was, I don't know if you guys saw on sports media set, what would happen? I think they gave 3 different scenarios if they decided to cancel. I know they can declare Scudetto winner. I believe they can only assign European or Champions League spots. And then they were giving all these different scenarios. But you think they're going to cancel it?
Look, it all depends. The longer we stay, even if they say we're not going to play until, let's say at April, they say we can't play in April. You're already at May. Then that means
then there's the Euros.
The Euros are either going to be canceled. And what are you going to do? You're going to make these players.
You think they're going to cancel the Euros?
The Euros might be canceled.
No, the first priority of all these federations is to make sure that the money they're going to make during the Euros is not going to be lost. So they're going to stop domestic soccer before they stop the Euros.
But that's it. If they stop domestic soccer, the next thing is to stop the Euros and the Olympics.
Anyways,
let's face it, guys. You might not get European soccer this summer. And look at that. It's probably going to be almost a blessing in disguise because the World Cup in 2022 ends up being in the winter because it's Qatar.
Yeah.
So you'll have something in 2021 maybe. I don't know what they're going to do, but the longer we go, the more time is running out on Serie A and the Euros.
It just seems that if this was a part of the decision that they were thinking about, it should have been made a long time ago, not reschedule. Okay,
and let's say they go ahead to the Euros. So all the Italian players that play in Serie A will not have played for about 6 months or 3 months.
Can't do that. Anyways, we'll see what comes up in the next couple of days. He asks, Ibra's goal aside, he did not seem to have the same overall influence on the match compared to the first few matches since his return. Is that because of Ibra himself, because his novelty has worn off for the other players, or because of the outside factors drama currently surrounding the team and the league? I don't think his novelty has worn off. I think he's still got the effect. The only thing I found weird from the beginning to now, Steve, is that he used to mention Leao a lot, and it just seems like he doesn't play at all, Leao.
Did you notice Leao? Well, why would I mention Leao?
No, but I'm saying, like, from Ibra, he used to talk a lot about Leao, that he got to put him under his wing, and then it's like, that's the only difference I've seen since he started.
Unfortunately, Leao, when he came on, someone had to remind him that the game had started, because he didn't bring anything.
At all.
He didn't bring anything. And the commentator that I was watching on DAZN brought up a good point. Doesn't look like a game for Leao, because Leao wants to take on people, and he wants to beat people, but Genoa was sitting 9 at the back. We don't have any other options, commentator, man. So it's up to him, Leao, to understand how to play off other people and maybe adapt his game. Same thing, Paquetá. We didn't see Paquetá. We saw Hakan Çalhanoğlu was completely a disaster. Again,
at 2-0 down, why not put Paquetá?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but Hakan was terrible, just like the rest of them. And I mean, including Ibra as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ibra was coming in a lot, and he was coming in to get the ball. And
he was playing far back.
Exactly. Huh? He was playing far away from the danger zone, which is inside the box. It's not like we had a problem bringing the ball to the danger zone. We had a problem once we got to the box. We didn't know what to do again. And him coming and get the ball halfway up the pitch is cool every once in a while because it brings a little bit of difference.
If he's our solution to finish and there's nobody there.
And he's not in the box, we have a problem.
But you see, do you think? Okay, David asks, maybe for all the drama that's happening with Milan, that says that maybe he doesn't like the comments that he's hearing. But I don't think a guy like Ibra will let stuff like this bother him.
Maybe yes, maybe no. If I'm someone in the twilight of my career and I go to this team that he obviously loves, because of 2 individuals that believed in him, and it's Boban and Maldini. And now you take one of these guys away, and potentially in the summer, the other guy's going to go away. You kind of feel a bit cheated. Milan is not only a disaster on the pitch. Milan is a complete disaster outside the pitch. And we said it last week that I didn't agree with what Boban did because he should have learned from the mistake of others that when you go up against your management in the media without them knowing and airing out your dirty laundry, it's never going to end well for you. But the picture that I saw of Gazidis alone in those stands.
Now you're just drawing
exactly
attention.
Like, what was the point of him sitting in those stands like a little poor puppy? I'm a little puppy alone in the stand. There was no fans, Gazidis. Go sit next to Pioli if you want. You're the goddamn CFO. Go sit wherever you want. Why would you go sit in the stands to draw more attention to yourself that you're alone? Tell me you were the three of you. Tell me it was
just don't show up at all.
Gazidis, Maldini, and the Ghost. Go sit in the stands if you want to sit in the stands. But to go sit there alone, like, I'm not feeling bad for you, Gazidis. To be very honest, I'm not feeling bad for anybody because it's goddamn shit what they're doing. It's goddamn shit. A Fortune 500 company can't deal with a soccer team. Is that normal?
He does speak number 4, saying Boban. We were always under the impression that Boban would speak the truth and go against the grain, whether anyone wanted to hear it or not. Was this dismissal justified? Was it harsh? And why now? What message are Milan leadership trying to send? And I had a bit of a... Okay, look, Boban does not care what people think. Boban has always been outspoken. But my other side, Steve says, but Boban, now, did you do the same things when you were at FIFA? Did you speak your mind at FIFA? Now you're a director at Milan. Now, the only thing I do, I'm a kind of guy, Steve, I always like to hear two sides to the story, right? So far, we've only heard Boban's side of the story saying that, came out with that interview, and he's saying that the interview was already in place, that it was that they knew about it. Him coming out saying Ragnick, that they hired him in December, they didn't tell me and Maldini. Where's the other side of the story? Is he not saying anything because he doesn't want to put fuel to the fire? Is it because he doesn't want to defend himself? Is it because I have a really hard time believing that they did all of this without letting Maldini and Boban know?
Nothing surprises me in this Milan anymore. To be very honest, Joe, nothing.
What reasons would there be for guys that's been in position? So if he's saying in December, right, Steve? It's been 9 months he's with us. So 6 months after the fact, what could have Boban done? Or did Maldini know and he didn't want to tell? I don't think he would betray Boban.
A lot of people are saying this is all because of the Ibra and that they wanted to get Ibra at the beginning of the season. Or not only Ibra, but combine this young acquisition plan and sell for high with veterans that can bring some kind of experience to them. So I think that they were not on the same page, which is beyond me, to be very honest, Joe. How you cannot be on the same page when it's Gazidis who hired them.
That's what I'm saying.
Then the problem with me, Vinny, is that these guys like Boban, outspoken, cool. When you're on Sky, amazing. You're a pundit, you're on Sky, go for it. When you have a prestigious title,
you left
with the
FIFA
club,
to come.
Exactly, that you left FIFA to come to Milan, the team that you played for, and the team that put you on the map, it's not time for you to be gun-ho. It's time for you to be a professional. I admire his balls, but unfortunately his balls got him fired. And now we're in the shit show again. Another soap opera mid-season, which is being masked by an outbreak of a virus. Because could you imagine, and I wish this would have happened just because I don't want anybody to suffer from the coronavirus, but could you imagine we didn't have this shadow of the coronavirus shielding what's happening at Milan? The Gazzetta dello Sport would be 700 pages of pink.
Yeah, they would have a field day.
Corriere dello Sport would be, oh my God, Tutto Juve will be first page for sure, has to be Juve. And then after, in the other pages, 155 pages of Milan, how they're going down the drain. Do you blame them?
No.
We are Milan who give the newspapers so much. The newspapers should be contributing to our debt for how much money we give them. We keep the newspapers alive.
He asks in the end, do Milan rip off the Band-Aid, write this season off, hire Ragnick now, and use the remainder of the season to prep for next year? Or do they wait for summer and more instability? Dave, at this point, okay, yes, it's been the second loss. But, what if, okay, let's put in perspective, season is not canceled, right? They start over. Somehow they're going to play another 10 games. What would be the point to keep Pioli? Let's say Pioli goes on a 10-game winning streak. What are you going to do? Are you still going to fire him to bring in this guy?
Again.
If they cancel.
Nothing surprises me from this. We did the same thing with Gattuso. He didn't go on a 10-game winning streak, but he got us 1 point away from the Champions League. Was he the best coach in the world? No. But they wanted a change. And that's on Maldini and Boban and Gazidis. That's not only on Gazidis. People forget that. They were all three in charge when they decided to make the move to Gianpaolo.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it was going to be a good move. And unfortunately, it turned out to be a bad move. But we did the same thing with Gattuso. I don't see why they wouldn't do the same thing with Pioli.
You know what? If they do cancel the season, I'm assuming it's probably going towards that, Steve.
It's going. If they cancel the season, Pioli's gone. Fata Valige and you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're going to start with this. I'm curious to see because it's never been done before. Coach and manager.
Direttore sportivo
exactly.
And the...
never been done before in Serie A, before people go mental on Twitter.
Yeah, but because I was just trying to think, even if they delay it until April 3rd, Steve, think about the stadiums.
We're running out of time. Even at April 3rd. Even at April 3rd. You're losing how many games? We lost a couple of games already.
They were saying that they could be playing 2 to 3 games a week, but then it comes up to the teams that are in Europe. And it's like, what are you going to ask these teams to do? Coppa Italia, they said maybe they'll put it in August. That's not the end of the world. You don't have to do the Coppa Italia right away. What a mess. Land of confusion. And that's why I chose that song. It's just we have the perfect timing, Milan.
The way we ask for a plan from Milan is the way the clubs should be asking Serie A for a plan.
Yeah.
What happens if the season's canceled? Option 1, option 2. What happens if we start playing April 3rd? Option 1, option 2.
Mm-hmm.
They should know this in advance. The players should know this in advance. You cannot spring this, we're going to be playing 2-3 times a week. They have trouble playing 2 times a week. Once in a while because of Champions League. Who's going to be able to play 2-3 times a week? Juve? They're the only ones who have the depth. That's going to crush Lazio. It's going to crush Lazio. They don't have the depth for 2-3 times a week.
Not even close.
Milan, let's not talk about Milan.
No.
The smaller teams,
Atalanta
doesn't have the depth. Who knows? They might pull out another $30 million player from somewhere else, but I'm saying they don't have the depth. So no one has the depth besides Juve. So basically we're saying Juve take the Scudetto again.
Straight to Twitter we go. We gotta nitpick these questions, guys. I said we're on a schedule. He said this is at AC mid-table. When we had only lost 1 match since Ibra's arrival, I tried hanging on to hope that maybe we'd pull off a miracle and qualify for Champions League. That clearly isn't going to happen. My question is, if somehow we qualify for Europa League, do you think we will actually compete, or do you think we will make a mutual agreement to not participate like we did last season? This is all depending with the financial fair play. It's all depending. I think Gazidis, if there's money to be saved, you probably do it. Not taking into consideration that...
No, they don't care. They don't care about the brand anymore in terms of what we look like in Europe.
Yeah.
They think about the brand of how they can fix this to sell. And to fix this to sell, they have to fix the books. So there's going to be a mutual agreement with the CAS.
The what?
The CAS.
Le TAS.
Le TAS.
Le Tribunal Arbitral Sportif.
That, hey, we're not going to play again.
Miguel saying, suppose this revolution with Ragnick and the youth doesn't work out and Maldini leaves the project as well. Do you think Milan will continue to adjust to make the plan work or go through another rebuild all over again? Definition of insanity is what, guys? Starting something over and over and over again, expecting a different result, right? So with Ragnick, having somebody that could control Direttore Sportivo, that's the only positive I take of that. At least they're trying something completely different. But Maldini, if Maldini leaves...
But Ragnick has done this in a league that he knows.
Yeah.
The Bundesliga. He has not done this, and it's not proven that it will work in a league like Serie A.
True.
Now, I read on certain things that he's already starting to learn the language, which is, wow, I hope that's one thing. 2 is that he's going to surround himself with people who know the Serie A. If those things are true, whoa, maybe he has a little bit of a head on his shoulder. And I'm not saying he doesn't.
No.
I'm just saying he's really stepping and taking a gamble on himself too.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Steve. Let's say this Ragnick thing, right? We're at this point in this life.
Ragnarok.
What if we didn't go through these 4 or 5 different types of rebuilds or revamps? Would we all be? How would we be perceiving this Ragnick kind of guy? Would we be more open-minded if it wasn't for all these?
Oh yeah, for sure. If this is let's say we've hit rock bottom 9 years ago, and you want to try this, give it a try.
Give it a try, yeah.
But it's rebuild, l'anno zero, l'anno meno uno, l'anno meno due, l'anno meno tre. It's getting a bit ridiculous now. You're not a team that is lacking that image to make a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I know that it's not attractive to play a Milan right now, but you have to spin it in a way that you want players to come. And you might not get top-class players, but you will get players that will help you get to that fourth spot, a la Snakes. The Snakes were not somewhere that everybody wanted to play. Their ownership was in shambles too. But be good players, but they got out of the financial fair play to attract the Lukakus, the Barellas, the Sensi.
They did what they needed to do.
They did what they needed to do.
So, the Cutrones of the world where we needed to... sorry, guys, I don't know what's going on with the internet. Jan asks, if Boban cares about the club, if he was really uno di noi, don't you think he would know the media circus around the club? Don't you think he would have known that his actions would do more damage? His actions were calculated to save his ass. That's it. We did talk about that, Jan. I think Boban is uno di noi, but again, I think Boban, the person, is always going to be front and center instead of Boban, the director, Boban, the FIFA. And, like you said, Steve, respect his balls for always sticking to his guns and always being the same kind of person. And it got him fired. Christian Espinoza, so bummed out about the Genoa game. I'm all in on Ragnick. At least he seems like a guy with a plan, like you have said, that we need the most, which I agree with, by the way. What do you think about this style of football? Do you think it will work in Serie A? You just mentioned, he's done it in another country, not in Italy, and he's saying, will it work in Serie A? Now, I don't think most of us can say, oh, yeah, I know who he is. I know what kind of football that he plays and this and that.
I have absolutely no idea.
Serie A is a different animal.
Yeah.
It's a different beast. I think all players around the world have said it. You learn. You come to Italy to really learn the game. Not something that works in Spain, that works in England, will automatically work in. Look at Ronaldo. It took him a year and a half, 2 years to actually start scoring goals the way he used to score goals at Real Madrid. It's a completely different game. But I don't know. At this point, we gotta hope, because what else is there than the actual?
And he says one key thing there, Christian.
Yeah.
You say, he seems like a guy who has a plan. We can't afford to take a gamble on someone who seems to have a plan. He's got to have an iron fist plan that Gazidis and Elliott, and I'm not going to include Maldini in this one because I don't know what's going to happen to him, are going to be behind 150%. That's where Milan's at right now. Because if he doesn't have this ironclad plan that's going to get us out of this shit, I don't want it.
Even VJ saying, in my very honest opinion, it seems like Gazidis is more interested in the business side of the club rather than the sporting side. So, yeah, no, definitely. But he was hired for that, guys.
He's hired for the business side, guys. This guy is not a soccer guy. He's a finance guy.
Yeah.
Why is he? I don't know why he's putting his nose in the soccer. And I agree 100%. He should not be putting his nose in the soccer side of things. But there has to be something going on where maybe the finances are playing a part in him having to put his nose in there. But again, he's the finance guy. I don't know why Elliott and there was other rumors too that it's Elliott's son who decided to make this move. That's even worse. You know what? Elliott's son is probably a brilliant person. Ivy League schools, who knows? I don't know this guy personally. In the tweet or the article, it said he's a soccer fanatic. Hey, guys, sign me the fuck up. I'll fucking do it. I'll make some fucking decisions for you assholes. Huh? Let me do it. You could do it.
I could do it.
The fuck, we can make everybody on this chat do it. That doesn't give you the credentials to make some sort of decision. And if Daddy is making you do that decision, how much do you care about Milan?
Milan Legends with a very, very important question. What are you guys going to do if Serie A is on hold? Is the podcast on hold as well?
We never sleep.
Milan Legends. We what did we do during the summer? One every 2 weeks? No, we
once
did
a week.
Once a week.
We found shit to talk about later.
Oh, well, always fine. But now we're on a time restraint of 45 minutes, so we're going to we're gonna have to react. So how much time we got? We got 10 minutes left. Do we have time to call Tommy and ask him about Serie A being canceled?
Yes.
All right. Tommy. We're gonna finish off with Tommy. T. I am calling this.
Hurry up.
Yeah, but the Presidente could.
Hurry up.
Presidente could edit this stuff out. He puts it into the.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Tommy. How are you?
Not that good.
Like the most of us, Tommy. Forget about.
Gazzidis è una vergogna. Quest'uomo è la pietra dello scandalo.
Okay, but
this guy, if they fired Boban, even him should be fired. I am listening to the terrible things that is happening now with this salary cap. If this ignorante brings in a salary cap, you know what that means? We're losing. Romagnol, we're losing everybody.
But Tommy,
and then
again, Tommy, but we're talking about the same things as yesterday, as last week. But Gazzidis is being told what to do.
Quest'uomo qui è una vergogna.
But why is he una vergogna, Tommy? Is he the one that bought Milan?
I have a friend that lives in England. He told me, and he's a fan of Arsenal. You know what he told me? When Gazzidis left, everybody was happy. Because he destroyed Arsenal.
But Tommy, let me ask you this.
Because he went there just to make the books look good, but destroy the team.
But again, why are you blaming Gazzidis? Who the fuck died and made Gazzidis? No, Tommy, now we're gonna conversate, please. We're gonna conversate. Did fucking Gazzidis buy this team? Did Gazzidis buy this team? If Berlusconi, let me speak, please. If Berlusconi would have hired Gazzidis to do all this, right? It's still Berlusconi's idea. So why are we blaming Gazzidis if he's been told to do what he needs to do? I can understand you don't like the guy, but don't say this is all Gazzidis. Elliot is telling him what to do. No?
Well, what is Gazzidis' point of going and back to a coach even before the end of the year?
How do we know that 100% happened for real? Because we only heard Boban's story on this side.
But you're gonna see.
Yes, we shall see it.
I really do believe Boban.
And you're entitled to that opinion, but so far we've only heard his side of the story. Maldini hasn't spoken. That ghost of Masada hasn't spoken. Gazzidis hasn't spoken. We only have Boban stories, right? So it's frustrating, especially seeing games like we did on Sunday and all this bullshit that's happening with Milan. I can understand the frustration through the Gazzidis, but once again, he was hired for a reason. And if we have to think back that the reason why Gazzidis is in place right now is because we've been in the shits and in the dump for several years now.
When we're going to be in Serie B, then we can all talk. Because that's what's going to happen. I mean, I hope that this guy, they bring in this guy, Ragnick, that he is right now in Austria with Leipzig. Vi auguro tutto il male del mondo. To come to Milan, and you know what? He's going to fail. But he's not going to only fail, he's going to fail royally. I really hope he does.
And you would...
Perché vanno rotto I cazzi tutti e due. Sto Gazzidis vanno rotti I coglioni. And look, how could la bandiera del Milan, Maldini, that has spent his whole life in Milan, his father, him, champions, you're going to put this guy out and coming ancora da capo. Guarda che una rotella che gira. We've been going up and down like this since 2013. Well, 1 year, I don't have won. The second year, I don't have won. Now we're going to start again. But this time, without nobody. But you really think we're going to do better than this year?
Well,
frankly, we're going to have nobody. Donnarumma's leaving, and Romagnola's leaving. What you're gonna attempt that say that Çalhanoğlu is gonna save the things because even Ibra is gonna leave.
Yeah, but
And that's the only guy. That's the only guy that has saved us this year.
But
there's no confirmation that Romagnoli is leaving and Donnarumma is leaving, and the salary cap.
I'm gonna tell you that's what's gonna happen because he needs to clean the books. That's what he said.
But honestly, that's the but when you have to clean the books, the only asset that you have to sell is your best player.
Yeah.
No one wants our rubbish. We saw this winter. No one wants our rubbish.
No.
They want our best players. Unfortunately, that's where Milan is right now. That's not his fault.
No.
And the salary cap is to avoid us paying players like Borini, players like Suso, and no disrespect to them,
no.
ridiculous amounts of money. And I'm including Hakan, I'm including other people as well. The Montolivos of the past, the Mexeses of the past. You cannot have the third highest payroll and continuously finish.
Billy's making what?
I understand that, and I agree with you.
But that's the cap. That's the cap that he's talking about, Tommy. He's not talking about.
Don't sell off your other players. Say a guy like they already saved a lot of money by this in the winter by getting rid of some players. Get rid of some other players, but don't trade your two best players.
But your two best players.
Trading your two best players is suicide.
There's one big, humongous exclamation mark about those two best players. And I'm going to add Ibra in there too. And I'm going to add Jack in there too. They're all with the same agent.
Yeah.
And that agent will do everything in his power for the best of his clients.
Yeah.
And that's his job. And I'm not taking anything away from that. But Pizzaiolo, he knows what he's doing. So you cannot blame it on them if he wants to leave. Because
look, I never blamed.
But you're saying it's Gazidis.
If I were at Raiola's place, and I would, or even in Donnarumma's place, and I see all this happening. Do you really want your client to be there?
But honestly,
the confusion.
And it works the other way around. If Pizzaiolo, he says, I want Donnarumma at $14 million a year and Romagnoli at $10 million a year. We can't afford that, Tommy.
Yeah. So
if you don't sell this summer, Donnarumma is not only going to leave, he's going to leave for free.
That's the worst part.
But then,
and then we're crippled.
I understand. But then we have to be prepared.
The easiest position.
No more
No. We had Donnarumma for 10 years. We still didn't make the Champions League.
Yeah.
But there you go. But if you have to rebuild, you have to sell your best assets.
Yeah.
It's very simple math, Tommy.
Yeah.
Very simple. No one wants Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Nope.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
No one wants Jack Bonaventura.
That was a mistake even of last year. 2 years ago, when they had the chance to sell him, they didn't do nothing.
But now
and that's Gazidis' fault.
No,
that's not Gazidis'. Look, the part of blaming Gazidis, the only thing I'm going to blame him is because you don't end up doing this, what he did today, in the middle of a championship, when your team might even be building to get to your Europa League. You don't start firing people, going to Germany, going this, appointing a new coach. You don't do that. And unfortunately, you don't go behind the Direttore Sportivo's back. That means that he's actually calling the shot, and the other people are just there to put the face.
But imagine that. Imagine that after, I don't care about the 45 minutes. I'm going to be very honest, I couldn't give a rat's ass about the 45 minutes.
All right.
This is a great conversation.
It is a great conversation.
And the conversation, the thing that I have to tell you is this, is that we don't even know at 100% if he went to Germany. We don't know at 100% if he signed Rangnick. We don't know at 100% if it's him who's driving all this.
Exactly.
It could be Elliot, because Elliot is the owner of the club. And
I think he's a fall guy. I think he's a fall guy.
And let me finish.
Yes,
Finish. The only thing we know at 100% is that Boban went behind his boss's back, did an interview, and got his ass fired.
That's what we know as a fact.
100% that we know that's a fact.
Yes.
And could it have been the worst timing in the world? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I agree 100%. But it happened. If you, Tommy, at work tomorrow, you go behind your boss's back and go to the VP, what do you think is going to happen to you?
Anthony's gonna fire him.
Well, that I will never do because I got a great boss.
Well, there you go.
But
There you go.
Great boss.
But that's the problem.
That will never happen.
I get it. I get it.
Do you-
And I get it.
Yeah, of course.
Do you agree,
that I
Tommy?
wouldn't do, but
Tommy, do you agree? There's a lot of stuff that is not coming out, and a lot of information that we're not getting as fans. And right now, to me, Gazidis is a fall guy. That's the way.
The way I would say is this: if Gazidis did it, or let's say he didn't have done it, come out and defend yourself. Say, look, I didn't do any of this, because even the redneck said that it wasn't. He didn't see Milan. Gazidis in December, but he didn't say if he did or didn't see him. He just said I didn't see him in December.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk, Tommy.
December, but
Maybe
it could be that he saw him in January.
Maybe he just doesn't want to. Maybe he just doesn't want. He's not the guy to talk. He's a man of few words. He doesn't talk a lot.
But
I don't know.
this again, Tommy, this is corporation talk.
Yeah.
This is not football talk. So the guy, he's thinking that in his mindset, Gazidis is running a corporation.
Yeah.
And you know what? We talk about the Arsenal, and we said it. And Tommy was on it when we said it. And he agreed. Milan is not Arsenal. But unfortunately, right now, we have an owner, and it's not even Gazidis. Our owner is like the owners of Arsenal. The only thing they care about is the green line. The green line that makes them profit. The difference between Arsenal and Milan is the leagues that they play in. And I think it was
because
Frank.
Arsenal, between me and you, even if Arsenal finished 10th or 11th, they're still probably making as much money.
More, Tommy,
winning the
more.
championship.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm
That's
not
what
getting from them.
That's what football is
That's
nowadays.
what's frustrating me. You're trying to run it as a
Because
corporation.
Milan, they don't. The people are not. If you don't, they don't buy the gas. People are not going to come to the stadium. Sponsors don't want to sponsor a team that is losing, that has this thing, and you get TV stations that don't even want to show it. But that flashes everything. But it's not. You're not. He probably thinks they're still in England, but he's not in England. He's in Italy. Completely different. It's a completely different ballgame. That's what I'm saying. If you want to attract, you want to bring out your merchandise. If you want to sell your merchandise, if you want to show the team that is attractive, you have to have at least 2 or 3 big stars. If by getting rid of these people, well, then you're at the drawing board. But the problem is, we've been on the drawing board, and instead of going front, we're going backward. It's been 8 years, ladies and gentlemen. 8 long years. It seems like we never learned.
So
8 long years. Then, as much as you blame Gazidis, you blame Berlusconi and Galliani.
That's right.
Yeah, because I blame Berlusconi, not because of Berlusconi. Look, Berlusconi gave us all the fame in the world. We were happy and this and that. But it came to the time that the financial fair play came in, and then he couldn't move anymore.
I guess. Yeah. Go ahead.
He gave us a lot of glory, Dave.
He did.
100%.
But he's got his part to be blamed. Tommy, this was a great. You see, it's great when we actually can conversation back and forth. We'll talk to you. We'll see if we got to talk to you next week, because so far it looks like we got a month off of Serie A. So we'll see what comes up of Milan.
But
hopefully.
I have my cadaver of the week.
Oh, yes, please.
Shoot.
Go ahead. Who do you have this week in Cadaver history, Tommy?
A man that came in 2002, 2003 to Milan.
Tree.
A forward that came from il Barcellona. He only used to do one move, the dummy move. E questo era completamente un paperone quando è arrivato al Milan. His name is Rivaldo. 22 presenze. This guy only scored in a matter of 5 goals. When in Barcelona, he used to have seasons, he used to score between 30 and 40 goals per season.
El Bidone. Rivaldo was great.
I have to disagree with this.
I wouldn't put him in a
I wouldn't
category.
put him in a cadaver.
But him
Going
is.
down Ancelotti's team. That's why Ancelotti put him on the bench for the rest of the season.
He was a cadaver at Milan.
Just
At Milan. But it's still there because we respect him.
Yeah, but it's not his fault that Milan bought him when he had no more needs.
Yeah.
Al Milan.
That's true. Well, Tommy, thank you very much once again, and we'll talk next week.
Thank you, well, you my guys. The pleasure was all mine with this great conversation. But once again, Forza Milan.
Forza
Even if I don't agree with this project, Forza Milan always.
Always.
Ma comunque si vedrà. Anyways, now it's off for a month, so we don't know what's going to happen.
We shall see. We'll talk next week.
Va bene, dottore.
Ciao.
Avete una bella serata.
Una bella sera. Ciao. And just as we end, to Riccardo Conetta asking us...
No, there's a Facebook question
Is
too.
it true grappa kills coronavirus?
Well, then we're okay.
Well, there's a Facebook question from where?
From Colin.
Oh, Colin. Yes, it's true. President, you're going to have to edit a lot of stuff. What do you want to do? Guys, I know the new format probably rules out any messages being read, but what is happening to our once
Colin.
beautiful Milan? Gazidis and Boban could have kept their spat private, knowing it would be further destabilize an already unstable squad and club. I'm so angry, and I would probably encourage the likes of Ibra, Donnarumma to leave at the stage. We are poisoned at the moment, but I will always support them, whatever happens. That is correct, Colin, because we are true fans. You guys want to go on Twitter? You guys want to go on the social media and say Milan this,
even
Milan
on
that?
this podcast, I've heard it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any names.
Yeah.
They want Milan in Serie B. For me, that's disgusting.
I know.
I'm sorry. I cannot take it.
Can we go with our indigestion of the week? Is it just me or Serie A in general?
Well, for me, it would be Agnelli.
Why?
Well, deciding that unfortunately Atalanta doesn't have the pedigree to be in UEFA Champions League. I don't know how he came up with this solution and why. And I'm not even agreeing because I don't like Atalanta, to be very honest.
Yeah.
The dancing thing bothers me. You know, like I've said it multiple times, the dancing thing really pisses me off. So now, like, I really have a grudge on them. Like, I don't want them to win anything. Really.
Yeah.
I'm speaking honestly, as a true fan. Not a Milan homer, a true fan. But why would he start this conversation? Why would he decide that he has to pick on a team that has a tenth of his budget?
That's because he's your indigestion of the week.
He's my indigestion of the week because a tenth of his budget and you know what? They're both in the Champions League.
Indigestion of the week for me has to relate to one of the questions too. When we brought in Calabria with 5 minutes left when we're looking for a goal. We brought in Calabria. Still scratching my head at that one.
I get it, indigestion. Me too. You would want to see a striker
just give me something. Give me something. You're giving me Calabria. Give me something.
Apparently, he was going to whip in some better crosses than Conte was.
Feel good moment of the week, or Biroshki of the week. Is there any?
Brioshki of the week. To be very honest, Joe.
We're indigesting all week this week. That's it.
My Brioshki of the week would be to do the 7 minutes of Serie A.
I know. But that's going to be a lot of work.
I would do it.
If it was all games, yeah, of course we would have done it. How are you going to do it? What are you going to talk about?
Juve and Inter.
What do you want to talk about? Juve and Inter.
I talked about Ronaldo shaking the fake fans' hands.
And we did the exact same thing.
7 minutes of Serie A. There was a couple of games there, guys.
Udinese, Fiorentina. Basically, we didn't get hurt too much by this week's results, right?
Milan laid a stupid egg, and that's about it.
Stay tuned on YouTube. Presidente, you're going to have to cut the fat, Presidente, cut the fat. And if anybody out there knows how to, is good in the podcasting world, let us know, because we have some questions. We'll see each other next week, because we never, ever take breaks. Well, I'm going to Jamaica in the first week of May. So maybe I'll do like Tommy and get you live from over there.
Maybe.
Ovunque sempre.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan. He's going to have to cut how much? 10 minutes. Guys, sorry about the internet. It's been lagging for everybody. And you guys see, like, sometimes with Tommy, he's just, it's good sometimes to actually have a conversation with him. We had a bit of drama yesterday in the group. We had the new guard versus the old guard, commenting on the Berlusconi, there was a bit of drama. But that's what people love, the Milan Club Montreal. That's the Milan Club chat, but put it back on YouTube. I just want to see if
It's Frank Antelope with his Atalanta's a Chinese knockoff of Parma.
More scotch. Yeah. Oh man, guys, but by all means, I think if we, for the next month, we might do, a lot of Q&As or maybe some. We're gonna ask.
Come up with a question.
We're gonna have to. Now we went to Philly. Who we did New York? Maybe Maurizio from Toronto.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask Maurizio.
But he's not on tonight, so I'm docking him some points there.
He's dogging him some points. Well, look, we had Milan Club Omaha, Milan Club Mississippi last week. See if President get in touch with him. Not a lot of live viewers today, but guys, we always enjoy you guys watching live, listening. I know this 45-minute thing is not the. It's not. Let's just say we don't like it. We don't like it. But for now, that's what we're doing. And we were trying to figure out how to I know some people talked to us about Anchor that we could, upload or if by any chance, guys, anybody out there knows
we could give them 45 minutes and post our own.
No, but it's saying to own our own host our own podcast or actually own the feed or something like that. It's just because President doesn't like having no control over the things there. So anyways, we'll figure it out from there. Any quick questions there on the YouTube world? Let us know. I gotta be at work tomorrow for 5:30 a.m. Steve.
Why?
They're installing new software. I gotta be over there.
Poor you.
I know. I'll make sure the coffee's ready. Anyways, see if any questions over there, Steve. You're trying to. Deux choses en même temps. You're sending the.
We're sending the file, guys.
Send the file. See if Presidente doesn't like this. But what did he use last week? The MP3 from YouTube.
No idea.
Anyways, so what do we got? YouTube. What are you doing?
I have no idea what this is.
Go to live streaming.
Sure.
Rangnick or Maldini, good or bad? In a position, I think Maldini's thing would be good because to all the fans would go, okay, no, maybe Maldini doesn't have.
I don't think Maldini would stay to be a paperweight.
No, exactly, and even we could look at it, Steve, that we don't want to burn a legend, but what has Maldini done that was impactful so far, other than signing Ibra? Hernandez,
the Benacer, if it's them,
I know Theo was him because you saw those pictures that he goes to me. Maldini's come here to ask me to come and sign for Milan. Obviously, I'm going to say yes. But no, guys, it's very.
Can you check if you got the podcast?
Let me check if yes, so I did get it. But in the end, guys, what just frustrates me the most is hearing people. That's it. I've had enough. I don't want to support this team anymore. If you're gonna talk like that, just don't call yourself a Milanista.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about those guys from the old guard, the Milan Club Montreal, and probably many other Milan clubs around the world? Were they there in '82 when they went to Serie B and they stuck with the team and they went back and forth? Those are true fans. All this people bandwagon from one team to the other. Why? I just and I understand the negativity. I understand the frustrations. But if you keep on trashing your team, right? It's what I find you don't see a lot of or not as much? Montreal Canadiens. It's very comparable, Steve. Yeah. Montreal Canadiens, 24 Stanley Cups, right? Haven't won in the last 30 years. People, their fans like to shit on the team, but Bergevin this, but they're always going to support the team. They don't trash on the team as much as Milan seems to be trashing on the team.
But to their defense, they trash on their team, but the Montreal Canadiens can't go to Serie B.
That's true.
That's the difference, right? There's no relegation in North American sport. Same thing like the Impact. You could hate the Impact, you could like the Impact, but in the end, you can hate them all you want. There's no Serie B in MLS. So.
Wise man told me once to never turn your back on someone you fear or respect. That was Jake the Snake Roberts. And Faz called people out. Good for you, Faz, calling them out. Good riddance. Yeah, okay, you're not real fans. Anyways, guys, David, thank you very much for the lovely presidential and Angie presidential points. Very lovely written. Who would you bet wrote that? Angie wrote that. Angie. While Dave's there puffing on the pipe. You see, he's a hipster. Avocado toast.
Very cool.
He's very, very hipster. Very cool. Hipster. What do you mean he's cool? He's cool because
he's cool.
David is cool.
I love Dave.
but he's trendy. You know, avocado toast was probably multi-grain
He
bread.
doesn't have a Fruit of the Looms underwears like us. He has the designer ones. Stretch jeans.
Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you. Don't worry, we're still going to be here next week because even if there's no Serie A, who else we're going to be complaining on? And you know what, Steve? Let's see if we could manage to take calls from YouTube. Can you take calls from YouTube?
I have no idea.
Can we set up a
probably don't
Skype
think
number?
so. I have no idea. We have trouble setting up the live feed. You're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
true.
another level here.
All right, guys. Looking for interns. Ovunque sempre.
Forza Milan.
Ciao, guys. No cardio here.